Hey guys, this is Nneka Catfish Farm. Well, we're on this day. I was washing this bitter leaf because I wanted to do bitter leaf and salt water treatment. I woke up yesterday to my 10,000 tons of fingerling, and I had about 300 mortality in the morning. So I swim into action. I drain out the water. I start removing the dead fishes. I was doing inlet and outlet at the time. When I was done bringing out the dead fishes, I had to mix tetracycline and ciprofloxacin together. Mixed it in a bowl, then allow it to settle, stir it, and I poured inside the pond. After like 30 minutes, I top up their water a little bit and I allowed it to be. I didn't feed them because these things were happening when I wanted to feed them, so I didn't feed at all. Then, around about 30 to 1 hour later, I came back to that same pond to watch their progress. They were progressing. About 2 or 3 hours later, let me say 4 hours later, when I went back, wow, I was seeing more mortality, like more mortality. Well, I drained out that water again. I give them. I was doing inlet and outlet at a time. Then I added another cycling and cipro for them, and I left. Then about 30 to 1 hour later, I came and I top up their water. When I came back in the evening, wow, I was seeing more mortality. Now, what did I do? I swim into action immediately. I had to change them pond. I got one of my plastic pond. I washed it, rinsed it with salt. I added water in it. Then allow it to settle. I started scooping out my fingerlings from the other pond. About this time, I had about 500 dead, 500 mortality or thereabouts. So I had to start changing them their pond. I changed them to a new pond. It wasn't easy because those fingerlings were very stressful to scoop one, and when I tried scooping them out from the waste, most of them ran out. That was a business. That was a story for another day. But I kept picking them. I kept taking them to the new pond. At the same time, I was doing salt water treatment. I put them in this bowl, then rinse them in the salt before adding them to the new pond. And that was what I was doing. And as I was doing it, I was still seeing more death, more mortality. I was still seeing some who are weak. Well, I kept doing them. I take those fingerling to the next pond. Then on getting there, I allowed them to settle. This thing was around 6 or thereabouts. I didn't feed them try yesterday. I allowed them to settle there. Then reaching this morning, I kept monitoring it all through the night. Then reaching this morning, this is me washing this bitter leaf for bitter leaf treatment. I added salt, a tablespoon of salt to this bitter leaf water. So I had to get bitter leaf this morning. I started washing them. I was making sure I got all the juice in it. I wanted to get all the juice in it, so I didn't want to leave anyone there. So here I was filtering it. I needed to get the juice out from the shaft. So I was filtering it. Well, after that, I had to go to the pond. Now it was time for me to drain out the water because they were still there with enough. Why I was putting this basket is that I don't trust this fingerling. These guys are ready to come out from that waste. So that's why I was putting this basket so that whichever one that was coming out is going to fall into that basket, and it will be easy, very, very easy for me to capture them back and put them back into the pond. So that was the reason why this basket was there. And here I am inside the pond. See, then they were active this morning when I came. At least to some extent they were active because I wasn't seeing the down part, and their water is even dirty. This was not the pure crystal water I put for them. So they were very, very active when I came to drain out the water because I needed to put that juice for them. So they were very, very active. Well, I kept doing it and I kept checking to make sure that there was no fish going out, because what I went through yesterday, at the time I needed to call my children to come and help me out because I couldn't catch all the fish that left the pond. That's yesterday. I had to call my kids. They were helping me. We were all with our filter, our sieve. They were helping me. I was picking. We were looking for. At least I could tell you that I got about 90% of them. That's what I could say, 90, because I will not say 100. I got about 90% of them. Then I throw them back to the pond. So here I am. I was trying to get the juice because I was monitoring the water. There was some certain level I wanted the water to get to before I could pour in the juice. And here I am pouring in the bitter leaf juice inside the water. You get, I was pouring it because I needed a very large quantity because there are many there, and this tarpaulin, this pond is not going to fit them in. I'm going to go, but I needed to treat them in a closed place so that they could all swim in to the bitter leaf. Because this bitter leaf juice, I added a 1 table of salt. See the way they were swimming in, trying to pick some particles, because I left some of the bitter leaf particles in it so they could pick it and eat too. So here they were swimming inside the whole bitter leaf stuff and the rest. Well, I was so happy I was able to do this. Then hopefully in 3 hours to come, I will go top it water then before feeding them. So see you guys in our next video. If you have any question, you can leave it on the comment section. Don't forget to like, share and comment. Thanks.